it's a spring.
That was rubbish.
I thought it was gonna be a big pop, and it was nothing. I wanted to scare everybody.
Oh.
So this is our 300th podcast, and we are in the middle of production on Lazer Team. So we thought it'd be a good idea to come out to the Lazer Team set.
Enjoy the magic of filmmaking.
We're actually on location outside of Austin. It's one of the rare times that we are going to be like off-site, really. I think we're
off-site for quite a while.
Yeah.
This time.
I tweeted that night about how it was cold and how we were in the warming tent trying to stay warm.
Yeah.
Every single fucking reply. There must have been 300 replies saying.
Let me guess. Can I guess?
Yeah.
They said they sent you the screenshot of the temperature wherever they live.
No.
Okay.
There was 2 replies. There was, "Aren't you from Canada?"
Oh, that one I see. Yeah.
And the second reply was, "It's way colder where I am."
Yeah. See, I always get
That's nothing.
screenshots of like the temperature where they are.
But here's the thing: they weren't wearing what I was wearing at the time on a football field that was windy as fuck.
They might have been.
For 12 hours.
Barbara
I mean,
was
yeah.
in full pads. She was an offensive lineman.
What kind of pads? Oh, okay. I thought you meant like period pads.
Oh, come on.
Because that's what my brain goes to first for
Why
some
would that
reason.
be colder if you were wearing that? Why would that be a silly thing?
It would just make you warmer just in one place.
Yeah, exactly. None of you were covered in that.
There's been a lot of complaints about temperature. A lot of complaints about it.
Just from you.
But I actually do prefer
Can I-
the cold weather versus being hot all the time. Because I think if we were hot on camera, we would look worse.
You
Like,
complain just about everything, though.
No, no.
Who's the worst complainer on set so far?
Probably Burnie. But let's move,
You put me over Michael and Gavin?
No,
I don't complain.
You complain constantly. You don't
haven't
complain
even
about
been
stuff
here
you're
today.
involved with.
I felt bad for Michael the other day because it was freezing cold.
Oh,
and,
no.
And Michael was dripping wet. Like he had to be like head to toe, just soggy.
Yeah.
Wet. Like wet bread.
Period bread?
Yeah. And
You had a pad on.
and there was and I felt bad. I felt so bad for him. It was getting colder and colder as we went on. And there was one point I was like looking at the monitor and I was like, he's not wet enough. I gotta call makeup, and to get him wet. And I tried to do it quietly, so because I think it's part of like the dread of knowing they're gonna come spray you and make you wetter while it's colder. Like that's as bad as actually when you get wet. That anticipation. And so I said very quietly to the makeup woman who was next to me, "Can you go make Michael wetter? He's not wet enough." And he heard me from across the yard. And he goes, "I hate you so much. I heard you say that. I heard you say that. I'm wet enough. Stop it."
That would be a total miscalculation, by the way, because one time they did catch him off guard, and that was where we almost lost him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he almost
That
called
night?
it quits, I think.
I think it's just like the idea of getting dry again and then getting wet again.
That was
pretty
a big part of
bad.
it. Can we pan the camera over and see like what our other choice for background was today? That was just, we can pan that one around there. So this enormous green screen was our other choice, but we thought that might not be the best representation of the Lazer Team set. People will think we have all digital sets.
I mean, you have used green screen for a lot of stuff.
Look how many tracking
to
marks
be
are on
fair.
there.
We also did shoot against that green screen.
We did.
We did?
A
Yeah.
lot.
This one in particular?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big one.
We left those
We
timelines.
could have chosen a different background, and I could have chosen a different hat, but this is what you get.
Speaking of which,
So let's not look back.
I'm just gonna
Let's not
read.
think about what could have been.
I'm just gonna
Look at
read
this.
something really fast and not.
Let's
open
have a
the camera.
flashback now.
I'm the
Can't believe we
guy
saw
on
Johnny
this.
Ive. Who would you least want to be married to in our company?
Probably you.
What?
Yes, probably you.
I've got stuff to offer.
You don't. No.
Why?
I don't know. Probably you.
Would you be embarrassed to be seen with me?
Why wouldn't you want to be married to Gavin?
Because Gavin does he wouldn't know any. He wouldn't be interested in me.
This is what our Christmas picture would look like together.
That's beautiful.
It's charming.
He's even in a sweater.
I am in my Christmas sweater.
That is insulting.
God, let me think about that for a minute. Barbara, who would you like to least be married to at the company?
I mean, I have answers. I don't know if it's nice for me to say.
Nah, do it. It's a podcast.
because you're saying who do you like least at the company?
Yeah, that's exactly what
Well,
you're
not
saying.
necessarily.
Which is why I don't want to say it.
Like, for example, I like Michael a lot. I would hate to live with Michael. Oh my god, I'd shoot myself.
I would not want to be married to Joel because I would not want to hear the reason why Joel broke up with me because it would be some small little flaw that he found out about me.
One of your eyes was further from the other
Something
one.
like that.
Yeah.
Or your nose is in retrograde or something like that. Whatever the small flaw that turned Joel off to me, I would not want to live with that knowledge of knowing what that
He
was.
must be the pickiest person alive, right?
He's for when it comes to relationships, he's very discriminating. Put it that way.
Good to know.
Just don't say his girlfriend's name in
So what was the
Spanish.
thing you were talking about before the podcast about?
What was that?
Barbara and the thing you were.
Barbara has a secret boyfriend.
No,
You
I
have a
don't.
secret boyfriend?
I think Barbara has a secret boyfriend. And I'll tell you what it is. We went to a community friend Thanksgiving dinner, and she went to Thanksgiving dinner with this person.
Big deal.
And then left at the same time as that person. And there was nothing said about it. Nothing said about it. But I think Barbara has a secret boyfriend. He's a very nice guy. Not good enough for Barbara, but he's a nice guy.
Thanks, Burnie.
Do you have a secret boyfriend?
No,
Does he like your hair?
he does.
Oh, so he is a secret boyfriend.
Gavin said he liked my
That was the shortest interrogation ever.
But Benedict Cumberbatch did do something for Star Wars. Don't know what it is yet. I'm laughing because when I go to pronounce his name, I always mispronounce it. And then I saw this really funny thing, which you'll have to go look up, or maybe we can show it or link to it. He was on one of those talk shows. Benedict Cumberbatch was.
I've heard of him. Yeah.
Yeah, and what's one of those English talk shows where they just like it's 3 people on the couch? It's the
Graham
blonde
Norton?
yeah, Graham Norton. I think he was on that. And they found out that
Yeah.
Benedict Cumberbatch can't say the word penguin.
Yeah.
And he did the narration for a documentary about penguins, and he can't say the word.
How does he say it?
Penguin.
He goes. You saw these little penguins walking through the jungle. He goes. And here we are in a jungle in in America. And what's the last thing you'd expect to see walking through the jungle? Penguins.
Penguins.
Penguins. And then they cut together all the times he has to say penguin in a penguin documentary, and he gets worse and worse.
Yeah.
At the end, he's saying penguins. It's one of the funniest things ever. And of course, I watched it with Ashley, who she has a big crush on him because he's Sherlock in the BBC thing. It just made him more endearing to her, the fact that he can't pronounce penguin.
Penguin.
Penguin. He gets his penglings, penguins.
I think it was
And
said
penguins.
penguin.
Sounds like a
at
game
one
of
point.
Chinese whispers.
I'm going to try to play this, and we're all going to get frustrated because
Okay.
it'll stop playing. Or it'll buffer
It will
or
work
something.
though because you're trying to show thousands of people.
Yeah, right.
It
It'll work
knows.
fine. Here's this Benedict Cumberbatch saying penguins.
Is penguins. Crested penguins. Parent penguin heading home. So why are these woodlands so attractive to penguins?
So that's all the ones that I pulled up. That one, that was a shorter one. Because penglings and penguins. All right, well that's 300 episodes of the podcast.
Yay.
The last. This is hopefully 301. We'll be back at our normal
Yay.
location. Gus will be back.
I like that the 300th one is just in a different room and shorter.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Here you go, guys.
Well, obviously, there's a lot of really cool stuff going on at Rooster Teeth. We're working on tons of stuff. We just put out X-Ray and Vav. Today, we just launched our new channel, Game Kids. We're in the middle of making the feature. You know, we have other stuff lined up that's going to be really cool coming up pretty soon that we'll be able to announce. Although I hate those kind of announcements for announcements kind of a thing. But there you go. There's one for you.
Are these things I don't know about?
Enjoy it. Yeah, there's a really cool development specifically with Day 5 that hopefully soon we'll be able to talk about.
Bum, bum, bum.
Which would be really cool. But yeah, lots of stuff in the works. And we
we'll have a
appreciate,
flashback.
as always, you guys joining us and supporting us. Thanks for 300 episodes, everybody.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Love you.